When you think of cinematic villains, some names come to mind immediately. Darth Vader, Hannibal Lecter, and of course John Doe from Seven. What sets John Doe apart from the countless other psychopaths is not just his methodical killings, but the cold intellectual brilliance behind every move he makes. In this video, we'll break down the genius of John Doe and how he orchestrates one of the most unsettling and intricate crime sprees in cinematic history. Directed by David Fincher, Seven remains one of the most haunting psychological thrillers ever made. But the brilliance of the film isn't just in its mood or its story, it's in the masterwork of John Doe himself. Let's examine what makes him not just a villain, but a criminal mastermind. From the very start of Seven, we are introduced to a man whose very presence is chilling. John Doe doesn't see himself as a mere killer. He views himself as an agent of divine punishment, a self-proclaimed purveyor of justice. His twisted sense of morality drives every decision he makes. But what sets him apart from other movie killers is how deliberate and calculated he is. This isn't about chaos, this is a man with a plan. John Doe's plan isn't arbitrary. It's methodical, it's purposeful, and it's rooted in one of the most chilling concepts in human nature: sin. He chooses his victims based on the 7 deadly sins, each one a representation of society's failings, each death a grotesque execution of his warped sense of justice. One of the most striking things about John Doe is his intellect. He's not a simple-minded psychopath. He's a strategic, cerebral killer. From the way he stages each murder to the detailed messages he leaves behind, it's clear that his killings are not a mere acts of violence. They are calculated performances, each one a calculated piece of a larger narrative he's constructing. He orchestrates every crime scene like an artist, each one crafted to invoke a reaction, to provoke the detectives, to force them into playing his twisted game. He's not just committing murders, he's manipulating, creating a complex puzzle with no easy solution. He wants the detectives to figure him out, but on his terms. He's playing them and they don't even know it. A key element to John Doe's brilliance is the way he plays the psychological game. Unlike traditional serial killers who may act out as a personal desire or emotional need, John Doe operates from a position of control. He challenges the detectives, Mills and Somerset, not just with the brutality of his crimes, but with his intellect. His letters, his phone calls, the crime scenes, they're all meant to provoke a reaction, to pull his audience into his dark worldview. For John Doe, this isn't a game of physical prowess. It's a game of minds, and he's always 3 steps ahead. He leads Somerset and Mills through a series of intellectual challenges, each more disturbing than the last, like the Bible verses and the philosophical riddles he leaves in his wake. Then there's the final move. It's here that John Doe's brilliance reaches its peak. He has already manipulated the detectives, led them to the brink, and now he has one last horrific twist. The final crime, where he arranges the deaths of Mill's wife and his unborn child, reveals just how far John Doe is willing to go to prove his point. He's not just playing a game of life and death. He's playing with human emotions, pushing Mills to the breaking point. In the movie's final moments, we see John Doe's intelligence and foresight. He knew that by forcing Mills into a moment of pure rage, he could push him to commit the very sin that he was condemning.
No! She begged for her life, detective. Shut up! She begged for her life. Shut up! And for the life.
This wasn't just a crime of revenge. This was the culmination of a grand moral experiment, a final step in his long journey of teaching his twisted version of justice. But John Doe's brilliance isn't just in his manipulation of the detectives. It's in how he represents humanity's darkest impulses. In a world full of sin and suffering, John Doe believes that he is offering salvation through punishment, and his action forces us to confront the uncomfortable truth about our own nature, our weaknesses, our vice, our sins. In his mind, he's not evil. He's a martyr, a crusader for a twisted version of the truth. The brilliance of John Doe lies in his ability to turn the moral question on its head. His actions reflect the very nature of human depravity, and in doing so, he exposes a dark truth that no one, not even the audience, can easily ignore. His game isn't just with the detectives, it's with all of us, forcing us to examine our own complicity in the world's suffering. In the end, John Doe's brilliance lies in how he turns a detective story into something more, a disturbing commentary on justice, sin, and the human condition. His intelligence doesn't just make him a terrifying villain, It makes him a mirror reflecting the worst parts of humanity. He's an intellectual force that bends the very rules of the crime genre. His brilliance is what makes him so unforgettable, and that perhaps is what makes him so dangerous. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown of John Doe's brilliance in Seven, be sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments.